At this time, I'd like to introduce Katie Maskey, the 2015 Mrs. Ohio United States. She's also a wife, advocate, volunteer, businesswoman, philanthropist, and fashion stylist. Katie is also an IDA ambassador, all the way from Toledo, Ohio. Katie Maskey.
I've got my heels on tonight, so I'm going to put this up a little bit here. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I would say warm welcome. I'm going to use that word loosely. It was very chilly yesterday when we flew in, but I guess it was like being at home then, so it really wasn't that different for me. So I've enjoyed my time here at Colorado. It's a very interesting experience. I don't have much time here, but I'm excited to be here with the Invisible Disabilities Association. The video that you just watched, Ida Cares, we all know that Ida cares, right? So I'm going to share a little bit about why I care and why I came here all the way from Toledo, Ohio. A little bit about my story. My story begins in 2004. I was a young 22-year-old getting ready to get married, spending, my days with wedding planning. And I was suddenly struck with an illness. Very quickly, my lung had collapsed, and I didn't know what was going on. I went to the emergency room, and I ended up staying there for a good month, about 3 months before my wedding. Lovely time to be happening, but I learned a lot during that time. That's not my invisible disability. The lung collapse was what started my disability, and I've ever since then have lived with chronic pain. The nerve damage, I had to undergo many surgeries on my lung, and that left me with some nerve damage. And it's because of that then that I really didn't understand what an invisible disability was, or that I had one, until I found Ida. And it was through Ida that I was able to empower myself to share my story with others. And, I know Wayne's talked about the "but you look good," and they have the book, and I get that a lot. I don't necessarily get the "but you look good," but whenever I share my story of living with chronic pain every day, I get the "oh, I had no idea." And then from there, anytime I see that person, I get the "how are you doing today? Are you okay?" And I think anybody that I'm sure that lives with chronic pain, you probably get the same thing. People ask you all the time, "How are you doing?" And that's not why I share my story. I don't want people to necessarily ask me how I'm doing every day, because this is something I live with every day. So every day is the same, every day is different. It's hard to explain unless you live with that. But my motto in life is you got to get up, you got to dress up, and you got to show up. And I'm one of the lucky, unlucky ones, as I call it, because my disability does not disable me. It allows me to work. I am allowed to function and go on with my day. But the hard part with that is because I'm able to work and I'm able to function, that a lot of people don't understand then. When you tell them that you have chronic pain, and yes, I'm in pain every day, but I'm able to get up and dress up and show up, and here I am. Ida has helped to empower me with that. My invisible disability, I learned, actually started even a lot. I've dealt with invisible disabilities, I should say, from the time I was born. My mother has fibromyalgia. She was diagnosed before they even called it fibromyalgia. They used to call it chronic fatigue syndrome, and she was then later diagnosed with fibromyalgia. My father actually had gotten into a bad car accident, which left him with chronic pain, the same chronic pain that I later got in life. But his pain led him to an addiction to painkillers, which then later led him to an addiction to heroin, which later then took his life. So invisible disabilities have been something that have impacted my life, and it was through Ida that I was able to finally have a voice. And how many of you, but just by a show of hands, how many of you know somebody that are affected by an invisible disability? Okay. How many of you care for that person and love that person? Keep your hands up. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that. I applaud you for that, for taking care of that person and understanding and believing them. Now think about those people out there that don't have the you in their life. They don't have somebody to care for them or that believes them or believes in them, right? They don't have the you. That's where IDA comes in to play. That's how I view them. When we say IDA cares, IDA does care. IDA can be the you in somebody's life that doesn't have you. And that's where we can make a difference. So what we're kind of asking with IDA Cares, and it's a really cool product, or it's a groundbreaking tool that we can bring to people to connect them. And I know you saw the video, and I was able to actually experience the IDA Cares survey, I guess we call that. My husband and I took it, and you can experience how you receive care and how you care for others. And it's such a great tool to be able to connect people in that way. And it's funny because my husband and I took it, and we're complete opposites. Complete opposites in how we receive care and how we give care. But through that, we can understand each other a little bit more. And IDA Cares can help caregivers, can help medical professionals to understand how they give care and how people need to receive care. And IDA can do that for people, can do that for the people that don't have you in their life. But you can help those people simply by supporting the Invisible Disabilities Association. So we're going to ask you, you obviously have been bidding. Bidding's still open, right, Wayne? Yes. Keep the bidding open, except don't bid on the hockey puck or the hockey stick, okay? I'm just going to throw that out there. Not that I've got bids on it or anything, but please keep the bidding open. But we're going to ask you to support the Invisible Disabilities Association, maybe in a way that you haven't yet or haven't been able to yet, by giving back to the association. They're looking at an operating budget. Operating budget, such a glamorous thing to fund, right? I work at a private all-girls institution, high school in Toledo, and my job there is the alumni director, so I raise money for the scholarship programs and the operating budget. It's so sexy to talk about, let me tell you. The operating budget, yes, we need to turn the lights on. Yes, we need to be able to pay the faculty and the staff. Same thing goes for the Invisible Disabilities Association. They need to have more resources available to them to help those people that don't have you. And there's so many of them out there. Would you agree? They're out there. The Invisible Disabilities Association is not just one disease or disorder or illness. It's multiple. But it's being able to help those people who need the understanding and who need somebody who believes in them and wants to help them. So through IDA Cares, we can do that. And through being able to help the Invisible Disabilities Association with that ever so sexy operating budget, that we can help them help other people. So we have a big ask for you tonight. Are you ready for it? Yes. Are you ready to help? I don't think I could hear that. Yes, okay, yes. We are looking from tonight's gala to raise $50,000. You think we can do it? Who wants to help do it? Let's hear it. I think we can do it. I think we've got a wonderful audience here. We need more of you for people who don't have you. So now is your chance to be that person in somebody's life that you might not know. I understand that. But you can be the you that they need. So it's up to you. Thank you.